Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Griffin. So yeah, there's that. And today's video is about the trip I took where I spent a whole week in the beautiful Nordic nation of Iceland. Iceland is a country that piqued my interest back in 2019 when I had a layover there for a trip to France that I took. And the airport was so pretty. That's it, I just saw the airport. But it definitely highlighted it as a bucket list item that I wanted to go to. So 2 years ago, when I got the opportunity to sign up for an EF tour with my school, I obviously took it. So here I am 2 years later, going on that trip.
But before we continue the video, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Squarespace, for making today's video. Just kidding, I'm not sponsored. Buy your domains and your websites or whatever they do wherever you want.
Well, that's enough intro for you today. So, update your passports, ladies, because we are going to the very sunny, very beautiful Reykjavik! Right now, I've been laying out a bunch of my clothes that I'm going to take on the trip and sorting them into different outfits, and I am going to have to repeat a lot of the same clothing because there's just not as much space. We also have to wear lots of thick layering because it's going to be like 40 degrees. So I am starting a load right now with all of my denim in it. Right now I have like 3 pairs of jeans and also a jacket I have in there. It looks very, very blue. Lots of blue in there. Also all the sweaters that I have, so it's gonna be like I'm teleporting to winter, so gotta prepare for that.
Another thing that I had to do before I left for the trip was to go to the store and get all the travel size versions of everything that I would need. I forgot about the liquid limit before going on the trip, so I had to get everything that I needed only around 2 days before I would actually be going on the plane and leaving.
And it is now the night before I'm leaving for Iceland, and now I gotta pack my suitcase. Okay, I just gotta pack my carry-on, and then that's it for the night. See you in the morning. It's the morning of the trip, so I gotta put a cutesy little outfit on. They got us a shirt for the trip that we have to wear at the airport so they can tell who's on the trip. So I gotta go put that on. Okay, this is the outfit today. Just got like some jeans and then the Iceland shirt on. It's really cute. It has, I like the lettering here. And it has the northern lights on it, but we're probably not going to see the northern lights because it's summer. And it has like a cute puffin on it over here. But I'm ready to go. So I'll just update again when I'm getting on the bus to leave for the airport.
We finally headed onto the bus and loaded up our stuff. Here's me just trying to vibe. Yes, yes. Here's my luggage setup / seating situation. And here we are pulling out of the school parking lot, ready to start our new adventure. Here's me crashing out. And here's me calming down after I got some Snapple. Quick trivia point, you can tell you're leaving Indiana because of all the constant firework ads at the state line. I know I saw so many of them on the way to the airport. After about 3 hours, we finally got to the airport. And there was almost no line for check-in and there was 0 line for TSA. So it was overall a pretty good experience. So we just headed straight to our gate and we had a lot of time on our hands. So we hit up Chick-fil-A.
What? Plane is still not here.
So our plane was a bit late, which is completely normal, but I love to dramatize this stuff for the vlog, I guess. So I just was like showing my watch off and being like, yep, it's this time right now. But it's fine because I didn't really care. So I just kept eating my Chick-fil-A like a pro, while wiggling my eyebrows and showing it to the camera like Sophia Nygaard. Then I went to the airport bathroom and I changed into my European-inspired outfit or something. I don't know, I wanted to look cute for the city. And then finally, at long last, our plane arrived. So we grabbed our stuff, got in line, eventually went into that tunnel thingy and started boarding the plane. Here we are boarding the plane, and here's me pointing the camera towards the floor because I'm too embarrassed to show that I'm filming on my phone. So I play with my hair as a coping mechanism. Gosh, I look so awkward here. And before we knew it, we were taking off. So I'm going to switch my tone of voice for the night flight. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently ascending at Chicago O'Hare Airport. As you can see, to your left there is some lightning, but no worries, we are going to beat it, and we are going to have a smooth flight all throughout. Was that a good pilot's voice? Anyways, after I looked out the window for a while, I then turned my attention towards the in-flight entertainment, where I was looking for everybody's favorite in-flight movie, Crazy Rich Asians. Oh yeah! But to my dismay, it was nowhere to be found, which left me confused and disappointed and betrayed, and I was just so upset about the whole thing. Because of the disappearance of Crazy Rich Asians, I was forced to watch a substitute movie. Vaiana 2? It was Moana 2, but they said Vaiana instead of Moana, even for the songs. You can Google why. Never mind, here you go. Anyways, after that whole Vaiana debacle, I turned my attention towards the outside of the plane once again, where I saw some more highlights of the flight. First of all, I actually did see the Northern Lights, and they were beautiful. Also, I saw the precise moment when we entered Canadian airspace. And finally, I saw... What?
There is something they're not telling us! There's a colonial woman. She's turning butter on that wing. She is out there right now!
Finally, at long last, I had made it to Iceland. Adventure was just a moment away. After we loaded up the bus and left the airport, we headed over to our first stop of the trip, Viking World. Viking World is a small museum about the lives of Vikings and their impact on Iceland. They settled in Iceland around 800 AD, and the museum features many artifacts from the time, as well as a full-scale replica of a Viking ship called the Icelander, which actually sailed to New York City back in the year 2000. In addition to the museum, Viking World also hosts a vibrant outdoor area, which includes little hobbit-looking houses, as well as little mounds that you can stand on and pretend like you're a Viking warrior, or Vaiana.
Alright, get down here, Griffin.
After frolicking like I was in The Sound of Music, I then loaded onto the bus where we headed into downtown Reykjavik. There, we stopped at the Whale Museum, which, I'm not gonna lie, considering that I only got 2 photos of it and 0 video, it wasn't that notable, but definitely interesting if you like whales. Next, we were given a downtown tour of Reykjavik, including City Hall, which had a giant map of Iceland, as well as the Parliament building. Well, we looked at it from the outside. After our tour of the town, before we went back to the hotel, we got a little bit of free time, with which I went to a museum. I'm sorry, the what museum? The penis museum. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Okay, we went to the penis museum. So this museum you can Google on your own, but I will show you some lovely shots of it when I can not have to blur it out.
Ew, why are the pig penises so skinny?
Say that kind of thing out loud.
Not even in a joking way, the museum was very interesting. However, it did take a turn in the more human direction towards the end, so I had to blur out a lot of the stuff that I saw. But overall, it was definitely an unforgettable experience, to say the least. Look, I'm curious if there's what's in the restroom.
you know?
After our free time was over, we all met back up again and went back to the hotel, where we dropped off all of our stuff. After that, we were free to roam the town again in groups of people. So I joined a group and we went up to the Hallgrímskirkja church. We popped in to look at the church, as well as paid for tickets to go up to the observation deck.
Floor 8. Door
Look, our hotel's like way over there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, a plane. Iceland Air.
After a little while on the top of the world, well, Reykjavik, we had to rejoin our fellow ants and go back to ground level. After that, we went grocery shopping.
We are currently going to an Icelandic grocery store called Bonus. I saw videos about it and it looks really cool, and they have these really cute bags, these reusable bags with like this cute little pig on them, so I really want to get one. So yeah, that's where we're headed right now.
We headed over to Bonus, and I thought it was really interesting because I always love seeing grocery stores in places that I'm not from and seeing all these brands that I don't really recognize. It was a blast, honestly. Something that was cool is that their refrigerated area was all in one giant room that you walk into with sliding glass doors, so that was kind of cool. There were so many different options of candy and soda and ice cream throughout the place that I'd never seen before, as well as some things that I did recognize as well.
Bags secured.
Oh my goodness.
After a grocery run, we went over to this cool Viking ship sculpture where we sat down and we tried everything that we got at the store. But I'm probably going to turn that into another video of its own, considering this one is already long enough.
That was our bonus run. So yeah, and I'm filming nothing else for the rest of the day because I don't feel like it. See you tomorrow, Iceland.
After getting an uncomfortably warm night's sleep in a tiny room with a fake window, I was ready to start my day.
Okay, so our room does have a window, but it literally opens up into the hallway. Like, it opens up into the hallway. That's so weird. It's crazy. Intruder alert!
Then I had some pastries downstairs before we were on our way to the north. We were headed to Akureyri, which is the capital of the north, but we also had to make some pit stops along the way, such as a gas station stop where I got some ice cream and chocolate milk, as well as this giant crater thingy that we climbed.
So comfortable now because you fell. Die.
Yeah, I'll just push you down, Kevin. It's fine.
Get that on video.
Then we had lunch at this mom and pop shop bed and breakfast restaurant. Then we headed over to this assortment of Icelandic grass houses that are from the 1800s, where we also let the middle schoolers run amok and chaos ensued. Then we finally headed over to Akureyri as our last pit stop of the day. It's a cute, quiet, vibrant little town that reminds me a lot of the neighborhood from The Good Place. But we were not going to be staying in Akureyri. We were going to be staying in a smaller town further north up the fjord called Dalvik. So we headed up to Dalvik and we checked into our hotel there. Then we had more time to roam about the town, so we went to a convenience store to get some snacks, where I was also starstruck by Sporticus. Then we walked around town and looked at all of the cute little houses, as well as this cool church, and anything that looked kind of interesting, to be honest.
I feel like I'm in like Pacific Northwest or like Switzerland or something right now.
I feel like I'm in Iceland.
Sorry, whenever I'm anywhere, I have to relate it to another place.
Alright.
After that, we found a black sand beach, so I decided to recreate the Frozen 2 teaser. Here you go. After our little adventure was over, we headed back to the hotel and took a shower and just kind of got ready for bed.
Just took a shower in this hotel's shower room. It was pretty nice. Because
No middle schoolers.
no middle schoolers. there were like little water closets. Even if you put your eye right up to the crack, you can't see anything through. But anyways, that was really good, and we're gonna go to sleep soon. So right now it is past 11 o'clock, and it looks like this outside. How do people sleep here?
We went to our first stop of the day, which was this amazing waterfall called Gothafos, which translates to Waterfall of the Gods.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me of the waterfall from the Amaze Chase and Barbie Life in the Dream House. Right now we are at a lower point of the waterfall, and we're right near the river. We can like go and like touch the water. I kind of want to. Should I? Okay, I'm gonna do it.
After trickling my fingers through some cold water and reminding everyone around me that the Fire Nation was geographically inspired by Iceland, I headed back up, ate some bland pizza, and we went to our next location.
We are near this lake right now. It is so pretty. It is so beautiful. And we're walking up this little crater thingy so you can look at it. And there's a bunch of bugs here, so I hate that.
I continued down the path of crushed Oreos all the way to the real highlight of the trip. This ice cream shop. They offer this locally made ice cream in a variety of flavors. I chose 2 scoops of blueberry and 1 scoop of mango. After devouring my ice cream, I went back to the bus and we were on our way to our next location. We stopped by the nature baths not to dip our toes in the water, but to have some lunch.
You there? Do you want a bite?
I have a question.
Then we went to these cool rock formations where the Icelandic Yule lads reside during the winter. Then we took a look around the boiling mud baths, which smelled like sulfur and were extremely steamy. But I will say that being in that area of Iceland feels like you're on Mars. It's just absolutely incredible. Then we went to this crater mountain thingy and we climbed all the way up to the top, and it was really rough. It felt like I had just run the pacer test again.
We just ran like almost halfway up the hill to get away from the middle schoolers, and we gotta keep going so we can get away from them further.
The view from the top was really gorgeous, but my face ended up getting really red, as you can see in this photo here. On our way back to Dalvik, we hit up our last stop of the day, which was this year-round Christmas market. They had so many Christmas items as well as these celebrity Christmas ornaments. How many can you guess?
So today was probably the most tiring day that I had on the trip so far. We got back to the hotel and then there was dinner, and I did eat a little dinner, and then I came back into the room and kind of crashed on the bed for a bit. After that, we went on a little adventure and played with some of the local Icelandic kids on this cool trampoline, as well as the playgrounds, and then walked around, went back to the beach that I went to yesterday. There was a dead bird washed up on the shore, and the water kept washing back on it as if it was a marionette puppet being controlled by the ocean. It was pretty disturbing to look at, but also I couldn't look away. Yep, that's all we have for day 4. So, see you tomorrow.
Our first stop of the trip was surprisingly interesting to me, despite me thinking it was going to be boring. It was the Herring Museum. We got to see where the herring girls worked and lived during the 1930s and 40s, when the herring industry dominated Iceland's exports.
This is how I imagine that a herring girl goes through getting the herring and like gutting it and whatnot.
Work faster.
The next part of the Herring Museum was a replica of the factory that they worked in, including all of the heavy machinery that was used to make all of the herring products and byproducts. And the final part of the museum was my personal favorite, which was the boat museum. It included 2 fishing boats from the herring era, as well as a variety of other artifacts scattered around the place. I was absolutely ecstatic about this whole part of the museum. I just thought it was so cool and aesthetic, and you could even go inside of and on one of the boats, so I obviously took up that opportunity and explored the whole thing.
So I just went down this cool ladder, and it's so cool down here. I think this is like a kitchen slash dining hall, because there's this stove over here, and then there's also like a pantry of food.
Now, when I go to museums like this, I feel like a kid in a candy store, so obviously I had to be dramatic and play pretend on the boat.
Give us support! The storm is heading that way! Herring are over there! I'm steering us through the storm! We're gonna get there safely! Everyone down below the deck, right now! This is Captain Griffin speaking, down below the deck!
Yo-ho, all hands, hoist the colors high.
After we left the museum, we took a quick trip up the road to our northernmost point of the trip. We were 66 degrees north and not too far from the Arctic Circle. We took some photos and then we left. Then for lunch, we headed over to this fish and chip restaurant, which has such a warm, cozy atmosphere. But soon after we were done eating, we met up with an Icelandic fisher where he made us try this really cool juice drink, and then we were ready for whale watching.
Imagine I put a dark filter on this and I put the Yo-Ho song. Yo-ho, all hands, hoist the colors high, heave ho. The material of these little suits reminds me of the little bags that they put the pizzas in for like Pizza Hut and Papa John's. You put the boxes in there to keep them warm, and they're keeping us warm, but it's not even that cold today. It's like 60 degrees right now.
After sitting on the deck for a while, I got a little antsy and I decided to be nosy and snoop around the boat like I usually do with places that I go. So I looked in every nook and cranny that I could find and I hadn't seen yet, including the bathroom, as well as around the top deck, and I even went below deck to the life jacket area, as well as the little kitchen slash dining room area that they had there. It was very similar to the one they had in the museum, except this one had a microwave as well. After my exploring, I went to the very tippy top of the boat and whale watched for the rest of the time up there. We did end up seeing a few whales, but I didn't get really good shots of them, but I will show you what I did have. That's it. This is literally the only clip I got of a whale. After our whale excursion was over, we were headed back to Dalvik, but not before stopping at this absolutely beautiful farm that was just outside of the city. While there, I twirled around like I was at the Sound of Music once again and took in all of the breathtaking scenery. They also had this really good soft serve ice cream there, so I got some of that. Then we headed back to Dalvik and we were done for the day. However, me, Keira, and Kevin decided that we wanted to get some Icelandic pizza from the local pizza restaurant in Dalvik, so that's exactly what we did. I'll share more about that in a trying Icelandic foods video that I'll post at a later date, because this video is about to be as long as a Desperate Housewives episode, so I better keep it quick.
3, 2, wait, why am I scared? Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
It's so yellow and bright.
But it's so bright and yellow. I can't look.
Oh, hey, I didn't. Do you want a slice? Cause here, pick it up. Yummy, yum.
After absolutely devouring our pizza, we were done for the night and we were ready to go back to the hotel.
This is the last video I'm making today. I just took a shower. There's a bunch of middle schoolers being annoying in the hallway. We ate the pizza and then we also played with like Icelandic kids. It was really fun. Again, the Icelandic kids love to curse in English.
That's kind of funny. And they love to like mug people, apparently. They try to like take our stuff, which we were like, wow, I thought there was no crime in Iceland. I guess that changes today. So I'll see you tomorrow. We had finished almost all of our activities in the north, but first we stopped by the University of Akureyri so that a professor could teach us about all of Iceland's exports and imports. After that, we hit up another grocery store in Iceland called Kronan, where we got some snacks for the trip. Then we went to our next stop, which was the Icelandic horse farm, which taught us all about the Icelandic horse breed and all of the rules and regulations that are put in place to protect it. Then for lunch, we stopped at this Icelandic gas station / fast food restaurant, and it was really good. It was super efficient, and the chicken tenders and fries, as well as the smoothies, were really good. And I also decided to make a dirty soda while I was there because I was watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives at the time that I was on the trip. That actually is really good. Swig who? Then we drove for half an eternity all the way to Reykjavik, went through Sporticus's town,
It's the start of a brand new day.
and finally got back to the hotel that we started in.
We are back in the hotel we were in when we were in Reykjavik, because we are back in Reykjavik, and we have our new room, which is right across from our old room, but here's the gag. We have a real window. Oh my gosh!
And then the last thing we did that day was go to this popular burger place, which it seemed to be pretty popular considering it was endorsed by Leve, so obviously I had to recreate the photo. After dinner, we walked back to the hotel, and then this happened.
Okay, so I accidentally just blew a breaker in using a converter outlet and then a brick. There was already a brick plugged into the top of the converter, so it literally like jolted and turned the power off in our room. So I gotta go talk to the front desk to get that fixed now. Okay, got the employee to come in and fix everything. Well, actually she went to the hallway to fix it, and power's back on now. So yeah, don't plug 2 bricks into a converter.
Today was a very nature-oriented day, so we started it off at Thingvellir National Park, where we took in the breathtaking views, as well as the useless sundials that they had to offer. Then we headed over to the Tectonic Plates Boardwalk, where we got to walk between the North American and Eurasian plates. After we were done at Thingvellir, we headed to our next destination, which was the geysers. It was these beautiful flower-filled fields with geysers shooting out of them. There was even this larger geyser that would go off every few minutes that people would stand there to film.
Got it.
After the geysers, we headed over to another waterfall, which was actually bigger than the last one that we went to, called Gullfoss. After our very nature-centered excursion, we then went to our next location, which was an indoor geothermically powered tomato farm. It was so fascinating to learn about how they utilized Iceland's natural resources to grow a crop that wouldn't be normally suitable in this type of climate. After we left the tomato farm, we then went to a geothermal power plant where we learned all about geothermal energy and various interactive ways that they had throughout the museum. You could really touch and look at things in a very tactile learning way. After the power plant, we went back to Reykjavik where we got a little bit more free time, so I visited Rainbow Road, and then we ate dinner at this really good pizza restaurant. And finally, the last thing for the night is we went to this really cool public pool and we swam there, so that was really fun. They had heated pools as well as different temperatured hot tubs, as well as a cold plunge and a sauna. They just had it all.
That's all I have for this second to last day in Iceland. Tomorrow we are going to go to Sky Lagoon, and then we are flying back to the US. Yay! So that's all I have for tonight. Bye.
At long last, my trip had come to an end, and I was all packed up and ready to leave. We got on the bus, and then we were headed to our last location, which was the Sky Lagoon. Located just outside of the city in Reykjavik in this grass-covered building behind me is the hot spring slash spa Sky Lagoon. They aim to offer a very traditional Icelandic method for relaxation and revitalization. The whole building has a very zen and moody atmosphere, with the lighting throughout it being very dim and intentional. Leaving the changing area, your path is very swirled and sneaks around until you get to the main lagoon area. It is walled on all sides by Icelandic rocks. The design really gives the impression that you're coming out of an underwater cavern or something to that effect.
I don't know what else to say. It's really nice. It's quite nice, actually. Well, I'm saying that like it's like, oh, it's a surprise. Yes, a spa is. Oh my gosh, it's so surprising that a spa is like nice and it's like healthy. Me throwing the word healthy out like 1,000 times.
When you get to the main lagoon area, there's a large open space with lots of rocks that you can sit on, as well as an infinity pool that overlooks the ocean. And then there's little nooks and crannies that you can go into to find other sorts of things, such as this little bar that they had where you can get beverages from. After I got a drink, I did what I came here to do, which was film a parody of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 2 intro. Here's a snippet.
Listen up, I'm the one you've been dreaming of. I got everything you could ever want. Try me in your seat, I'll bring you to your knees, baby, you're gonna believe.
After filming that, I was kind of done for the day, so I put my phone back into the locker room and just started to enjoy the process. So we went through the 7-step spa ritual, which includes the lagoon, as well as a cold plunge right outside of the spa building. And then there's this really cool scenic sauna area, which I could see every single vein in my body while I was inside of it. After that, you're refreshingly misted by this cold mist coming from the ceiling. This was probably one of my favorite steps. And then you put this body scrub all over you in the next step, and then you're once again put into the sauna with the scrub that you just put on still on your body. After that, you wash it off and you end the process with a little juice drink that they give you. After the 7-step ritual was over, we left Sky Lagoon and we went to the airport, where our trip was finally over. I grabbed some Icelandic Sabaros, which I did not even know existed, and then gobbled it up. It was not long after this that we began to board the plane with an entire Girl Scout troop from Appleton, Wisconsin, and we were on our way back to Chicago. This trip was super fun and an extraordinary experience, to say the least. It was tiring, it was stressful, but honestly, the best chaos that I've had in my entire life. And I'm glad that I went on this trip. And now I'm glad that I had this video so that I can remember it even more.
Well, that's all I have for my week in Iceland. Oh, gotta do the other stuff. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and comment down below something. I don't know. Just, say hi or something like that. I'm gonna stop talking now.